Hey guys, this is Sharad with REsimpli. In this video, we'll talk about the different marketing channels that real estate investors can use in their business and what's the difference between them. What is an inbound marketing channel? What is an outbound marketing channel? And if you're targeting a specific property or not, and how competitive each of the marketing channels is. So I'm going to share my screen and go over a list of marketing channels and kind of just give you a brief difference between the different marketing channels. So these are the different marketing channels, or most of them, that you can apply in your business. There's some other, but you'll get an idea of if when you hear about a new marketing channel, whether it's an inbound or outbound or not. So these are different marketing channels. And the first thing you have to keep in mind is whether it's an inbound or outbound marketing channel. So the difference between inbound and outbound marketing channel is when you are the one who's making the first initial contact with the seller about a specific property, that's an outbound marketing channel. Inbound marketing channel is when you're not targeting a specific property and you just have general ads. That's an inbound marketing channel. Let's look at bandit sign, for example. When you put bandit sign, you're not putting bandit sign for a specific property. Your bandit sign doesn't say, hey, I'm interested in buying 123 Main Street. You put a bandit sign on the streets or on the poles or wherever, and you're reaching out to general people that live in that area, all the sellers that live in that area, an inbound marketing channel. Versus cold calling. When you're doing cold calling, you're cold calling someone about a specific property or multiple properties that they have. So you are the one who's making the initial contact with the seller about a specific property. So that's an outbound marketing channel. Same thing with direct mail out, or when you're sending SMS out, then that's the outbound marketing channel. You are the one who's initiating the contact about a specific property. And then if the seller calls you back or engages with you in a text, then you convert them through a lead. But that's an outbound marketing channel. Again, I'm going to give another example. Radio ads or TV ads, or you do Google ads. You're not targeting a specific owner in your business. You're reaching out to the vast or general audience that you have. You're running your radio ads on radio, not targeting a specific property. It's for anyone. Then that's an inbound marketing channel. So if the seller were interested, they listen to your radio ads and they're interested, then the seller is making the initial contact with you about their property. You did not reach out to them about their specific property. They reached out to you about their property. So everything else being equal, the leads that coming from inbound marketing channel will generally be more motivated than the ones that come out from outbound marketing channel. So think about it. If you reach out to someone through cold calling, you made the initial contact and you're asking them, hey, are you interested in selling your property? So you made the contact, so they may be or they may not be. But if someone listens to your radio ads, they see your Facebook ad, Google ad, and they make the contact, then generally speaking, they would have more motivation to sell their property because something triggered them. They saw an ad, not about their specific property, but just a general ad, and they picked up the phone to call you or text you or went to the website and filled out the form. So you want to make sure you keep that in mind. The inbound leads, how you treat an inbound lead should be different from how you treat an outbound lead. If you're using multiple softwares in your business for list stacking, for buying phone numbers, for calling, for lead management, for driving for dollars, or keeping track of your financials, you're making a huge mistake and leaving a lot of money and deals on the table. REsimpli is one app that replaces them all, where you can manage all your business from one app within REsimpli. We offer live demos. There's a link in the video description on how to jump on a live demo call with our team member and find out everything REsimpli can replace for you. See you on the live demo. Now, I want to mention about direct mail. So direct mail is one, I put outbound here just for this purpose because you're targeting a specific property when you send direct mail. But direct mail for some people can be considered outbound or inbound. Even though you send direct mail, then the seller is the one who's making the contact, who's picking up the phone to call or text. So it could be considered outbound or inbound, but just for this purpose, because when you're sending direct mail, you're targeting a specific property. So I put outbound, but it can be considered both. There's some other Craigslist, depending on how you're using Craigslist. If you go on Craigslist and you have a specific property where you're going after the properties that are listed for rent by a landlord, then that can be considered outbound because you're going after a specific property, a specific owner. But if you put your ad on Craigslist that you're looking to buy distressed properties, fixer upper, and someone reaches out to you, then it can be considered that would be considered inbound because you put a general ad out there and the seller reached out to you. There's a couple of more that other wholesalers. So if you're working with other wholesalers, depending on if you are reaching out to the wholesaler about a property that they have on their website, or they have, they blast it out through email or text, then that would be an outbound because you're reaching out to that specific property. Versus if you have a wholesaler who has a property under contract and he finds your website, he finds your information and reaches out to you, then that would be inbound. Same thing can be real estate agents or referral. It could be either inbound or outbound. The thing to keep in mind is, are you targeting a specific property with this marketing? If you are, then it would be an outbound marketing. If you're not, if it's a general ad, then it would be inbound marketing. And also, who's making the initial contact? Is it you as the owner? Are you as the investor making the initial contact in cold calling, direct mail, or SMS? Then it would be outbound. Or if you have a general ad running and sees that ad and makes the initial contact with you, then it would be considered inbound. And then based on the cost for different marketing that you have, I've put together, whether it's low cost or high cost. Your bandit sign would be a low cost. All you have to pay for is bandit sign, put them on the street, and then just go about that. Billboards is going to be high cost. Just from my own experience, I've tried billboards. They're not very effective, or at least they were not very effective in our business. I don't know many investors that are doing a lot of billboards. If you need to do billboards, you want to make sure you have at least, about half a dozen to a dozen billboards in a concentrated area. So the seller is able to see the same billboard in multiple locations and then kind of just keep planting the seed about your business. Cold calling would be low cost. All you have to do is get a list and dial it and then just start doing that. Craigslist is pretty much free. You don't have to pay anything. Direct mail can be medium depending on if you're doing postcard, letter, there's can be different cost in there. Your door knocking is low. You're just literally going and knocking on the doors. Driving for dollars. All you have to do is just get any Driving for Dollar app and then just start marketing from there. Email marketing is low. There are not many investors that reach out to homeowners through email, but there are some that I know using REsimpli are doing that. So it's a low cost. You just get their email, skip trace, get their email and start reaching out to them. Facebook marketing can be medium, again, depending on the marketing, how much money you're putting into behind your budget. It could be a medium cost for you. Foreclosure auction, it's free. So literally just go and make a bid on the property. Your Google AdWords and PPC, that's definitely high cost, especially if you live in an expensive area like New York, San Diego, California, then it can be pretty expensive. SEO is low cost, but to keep in mind that it's a low cost if you're doing your own SEO, but it's a very long-term game. So you want to keep in mind, with some of the low costs, how competitive they are in your market. You want to also look at that. MLS is low cost. You're literally making offers on listed properties. Same thing with online auction. Other wholesalers, you don't have any cost in those. Paper lead are your lead sources like Need to Sell My House, Fast Home Offers are a couple of the most widely used one. You're literally just paying for every lead that you get, and it can range from $200 to $500 per lead. So definitely high cost. Radio ads, definitely high cost. This is not something that you're doing just for a month. This is something you want to commit to 3 to 6 months, and you're paying a lot of money up front to get on radio. Real estate agents, low to no cost. Referrals, low to no cost. Ringless voicemail, definitely low cost, about 1 to 2 cents per voicemail that you drop. SMS is also low cost, but to keep in mind with the new regulation environment that we live in with A2P10 DLC, you want to be careful with SMS blast. TV ads are going to be high cost, and your website, depending on if you're running paid traffic or if you're running free traffic, it could be low to high. And then YouTube would be medium if you're running ads on medium. If you're running ads on YouTube, it would be roughly about medium cost, and then you could see some good conversion from it. I know some investors that are making some good money from running YouTube ads. One thing to keep in mind is you want to look at, we get asked this a lot of times, which marketing should I use in my business? Our answer is always the one that you can stick with the longest. Everything you see right here, every single marketing channel works. Some are more effective than the others, but the important thing to keep in mind is at the end of the day, all of these marketing channels will give you results, but you want to stick with it long enough. If you're doing cold calling for a month and then you get tired of it, you're like, I'm going to try bandit sign, or I'm going to try SMS, or I'm going to try direct mail for another month, and nothing is going to work. You want to pick a marketing channel based on the budget that you have and based on your comfort level, right? If I were starting in as a newbie investor, I just don't feel comfortable doing direct mail. That's not something that comes naturally to me, to my personality. So I would have to hire a VA. I would much rather just start with direct mail. For me, it's, a good mix of your inbound and outbound marketing channel. But what I would do is I would look at my total budget that I have for the whole year, because I just don't want to do one mail drop. If I have, let's say my budget is $5,000, I want to do at least 4 to 6 mail drops over 6 to 8 month period. So then I would divide that $5,000 by, let's say, 4 mail drops, and then I would do about $1,250 per mail drop that I have. So that's how you want to calculate a number. whatever your annual budget is or 6-month budget is, divide that and then stick with the marketing channel and spend that money month in, month out. So that's where it becomes really important, is that whatever marketing channel that you pick in your business, that you're sticking with it long enough to see some good ROI out of it. So thank you so much. I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, please hit the like or subscribe button. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comment and I'll make sure I get answers to you for that. Thank you.